Okay, in this example we have the inequality 3 plus 9x greater than or equal to 4 times the quantity x plus 6. And the idea is if we wanted to go about solving this inequality, how would we do it? Or in this case, what would be a good first step in solving the inequality? So we've got four choices here. A says add 9x to both sides of the inequality. B says combine the terms on the left side of the inequality. C says apply the distributive property to the right side of the inequality. And D says subtract 4 from both sides of the inequality. So let's just kind of go through each one of these. So part A says maybe it would be a good idea to add 9x to both sides of the inequality. Well, if we do that, okay, so there I am adding 9x to the left side of the inequality. And there I am also adding 9x to the right side of the inequality. To me, I don't see what that's going to do to help me solve the problem any faster. I mean, it's a perfectly legal thing to do. You're not doing anything, you're not doing anything incorrect. But you're just adding more terms and it's just going to take more work. So to me, that's not going to do it's not going to give me any benefit in solving the problem. It's just going to make things more complicated. B says combine the terms on the left side of the inequality. Well, the problem is on the left side of the inequality, these are not like terms. We've got a constant, 3, and then we have a term involving a variable. Those are not like terms, so actually if we tried to somehow combine those, I don't want to write anything down because nothing you write is correct. So we simply can't combine them. So part B is suggesting you do something that's really not even, well, it's not correct. So B definitely doesn't make sense. C says apply the distributive property to the right side of the inequality. And I think this sounds like a good idea to me. So again, recall the distributive property says that we'll take this factor 4 and we'll multiply it to both term inside the parentheses. So if we do that, we would distribute and have 4 multiplied by x, which would be 4x. 4 times 6 would be 24. And to me, this is good because, again, when you kind of get rid of parentheses, you're now able to start adding and subtracting and combining things to help you get your solution. So let's actually go ahead and just finish this off real quick, and we'll see what happens. So the next thing I'm going to do is combine all the x's. So I'm going to subtract 4x from both sides. On the left side, I would have 3. Well, 9x minus 4x is going to give me a positive 5x. And to me, the good thing about this compared to the inequality that I had before, here I have 1, 2, 3, 4 terms floating around. Now I only have 1, 2, 3. And I only have one term involving x. So that to me seems like a good thing. We're combining things. Next, I want to eventually get x all by itself. So I'm going to subtract 3 from both sides. Well, that would leave me with 5x on the left side. And 24 minus 3 is going to be 21. Last but not least, to get x all by itself, since I'm multiplying both sides by 5, since I'm multiplying x by 5, I'm going to divide both sides by 5. So the 5's will cancel, and we'll have x greater than or equal to 21 over 5, and that would be our solution in this case. So yeah, it looks like applying this distributive property at the first step seems like a good idea. Let's see why D maybe doesn't make sense. Subtract 4 from both sides of the inequality. Well, this is kind of like the part A. It's valid to do, so I'm going to subtract 4 from the left side. And I'm also going to subtract 4 from the right side. Again, technically, you haven't done anything incorrect, but all you're doing is just creating more terms, and it doesn't really do anything useful in terms of the simplification. So definitely looks like C is the correct choice in this case.